What was the biggest problem with floppy disk storage? Imagine saving your favorite game or important document on a tiny plastic square and then crossing your fingers it works later. That was everyday life with floppy disks in the 1980s. These disks were the main way to store and transfer data back then, but they had some serious issues. The biggest problem was their lack of reliability. Floppy disks were made of thin magnetic material inside a plastic shell, which made them very fragile. If you scratched or bent them, they could easily stop working. The soft 5.25-inch disks were especially vulnerable because their flexible shells could bend or get dirty easily. Even the sturdier 3.5-inch disks with a hard casing could be damaged if the metal shutter was broken or dust got inside. When the surface was scratched or dirty, the computer might not read the data correctly, or it could corrupt files altogether. Magnetic interference was another headache. Floppy disks stored data magnetically, so if you left one near a strong magnet like a speaker or a CRT monitor, the data could be erased or scrambled. That made people nervous about where they stored their disks. Over time, the magnetic coating on disks could wear out, creating bad sectors. When this happened, the computer would give errors when trying to read or save files. Sometimes the only fix was copying data to a new disk, but that wasn't always possible if the data was already lost. Data corruption was common too. Files could suddenly become unreadable without warning, especially if disks were exposed to heat, humidity, or if the drive was misaligned. You might hear grinding or clicking sounds from the drive, which was a clear sign the disk was failing. Capacity was another big issue. Even the best floppy disks in the 1980s could only hold about 1.4 megabytes of data. That might sound tiny now, but back then, it was enough for a few documents or a small program. Still, losing a disk meant losing all the data stored on it. People had to be very careful with their floppy disks. They kept backups, stored disks in protective cases, and avoided magnets and extreme temperatures. Despite these problems, floppy disks were a huge part of everyday tech life in the 1980s. They were simple, portable, and easy to use, but their fragility and limited capacity made them a constant source of frustration. Many remember the nervous wait while saving a file, hoping the disk wouldn't suddenly fail and wipe out everything.